If you've been watching the realities of moving to Canada series, you already know Canada will humble you. Today, I'm not just recapping, I'm sharing some of the things that truly surprised me in this series. Let's go. Canada is not who you know, or is it? One of the biggest lessons for me is how much networking matters when it comes to getting a job in Canada. You hear people say, Canada is not like Nigeria. It's not about who you know. It's about merit. But plot twist, it is actually about who you know. Imamadu happens here in Canada. The moment someone refers you, that's when all the
"We'd like to invite you for an interview"
emails start popping up. Mentorship is so underrated. Like we saw in Bankole's story, he said mentorship helped him. Most times you need somebody that is in the system to hold your hands and guide you because it's a new system. You may just be there roasting, meanwhile things are happening. Most of us were raised thinking asking for help made us look weak. But mentorship can be the difference between being stuck in a survivor job or moving forward fast in your career. Another thing that hit hard during this series is the housing struggles. How long it takes for new immigrants to find suitable housing. Some newcomers move 5 times in 4 years, packing up with kids asleep on the couch, changing school zones, starting over and over and over again, not because they are picky, but because of one reason or the other. Oh, the basement is flooded. The rent is too high. Or the landlord comes with, oh, my cousin's moving in. Especially when children are involved, it's even harder on the whole family. And in all that chaos, there are still some people that would want to blame immigrants for the housing crisis. Now, here's something I didn't expect. People are coming into Canada. And people are also leaving Canada. One person just got a PRO. Another is relocating to the US. The thing is, some always planned it that way. Canada was never the destination. In 2022 alone, over 67,000 people left Canada. Most of them already had citizenship. The US especially is getting more immigrants straight from Canada. Many of them are Nigerian, Indian, Filipino professionals. So like I've been trying to say since, it's not always because Canada failed them. It's just that Canada was never the goal. It was the process. It's like me, when we were in the UK, we knew UK was not the destination. We always knew Canada was the destination. So we lived our life like that, like, okay, we're passing through. There were a lot of thoughtful comments on this series, and some of them really stayed with me. One viewer said she was a nurse back in her home country, but when she moved here, she started over as a caregiver and a pharmacy assistant while she was trying to get her nursing career back. She said, "Don't drive Uber, stay in the system while you upgrade." You see that kind of honesty? It saves people time. I had to pin that comment. Another person said, "People don't realize that moving to a new country is basically starting over." That's true. We are not just relocating. We are rebuilding emotionally, mentally, financially. Someone else said, "No place on earth is paradise, but don't let a few stories make you give up." And I totally agree. I know that episode where I said Canada is not paradise. That was a comment on that episode. You know, this series is a bit heavy. Sometimes people come to Canada with unrealistic expectations, with rose-colored glasses, thinking everything in Canada is easy. This series is meant to address some of Canada's flaws, which will help others that are coming or that have just come to see that it's not sunshine and butterflies here. There are some realities that we have to face. I love Canada. Despite all these things I'm saying, if I do not like this place, it's either I'm out of here or I'm also planning to leave. I cannot stay in a place I don't like. Of course, Canada can do better, but it's just to highlight those places that people struggle with, that I or people I know have struggled with. So yes, nowhere on earth is paradise, and I know that. But for those of you still searching, if you find a country on this earth that is perfect, please let us know. At the end of the day, this series isn't about scaring people or selling them dreams. We just have to show them the full picture. Yeah, Canada is beautiful, but there are some sides of it you might want to be aware of. You know, when you hear people say, oh, Canada, I'm like, which Canada? It's not like Canada is bad, I'm saying, but the way they just fantasize about it. So what did this series teach me? And I'd like to hear what it taught you in the comment section. For me, information is power. You know, the Bible says, my people perish for lack of knowledge. Sometimes that saying is just glossed over. It's become so familiar. But some people's whole immigration experience gets sour because of lack of knowledge. Every day, people are coming. Some of them will come here to thrive. Some of them will come here to manage. And some of them will come here to quietly plan to go to their final destination. But regardless of where you are in your journey, we are not just immigrants. We're not here to complain or glamorize anything. We are empowered Nigerians, thinking clearly, moving with strategy, and telling the truth, whether it's sweet or not. Thank you so much for watching, for commenting, and for sharing. I'll see you in the next series. Bye.